Okay, Gary. This is our guy Martin Kaymer that I spoke of earlier, and this guy you're going to hear a lot about him. Okay, he's and he doesn't do anything just insanely difficult. What he does well. Not a lot of moving parts. One thing I want you to watch very closely is watch your hands. See this little move right here? That's the start of your over rotation of your left forearm. All right. Let's watch Kaymer over here to the right. Notice how the back of his left hand and the club face are the same. And he doesn't start rotating his left forearm till it gets to P2. And then from P2 to P3, position 3, he rotates like crazy. Now, if I was going to pick on him, I'd like to see quite a bit more, wrist cock in the left wrist. I'd like to see him at 90 right here. But this kid, 23, 24 years old, has already won a PGA, won tournaments all over the world. I'm not going to be too hard on him. But watch how when he gets to P3, he just keeps turning. Okay, he just takes P3 and carries it to P4. And notice how his upper body waits. So he keeps his back to the target as his hips work lateral. His right leg straightens nicely like yours does. Okay, it didn't lock, but it straightens. This business of X factor, trying to turn the upper body against the lower body, and I still hear these announcers talking about it on TV, and that does not create power. It has nothing to do with power. Your body's not a rubber band. It doesn't work that way. All right, so for you, probably the first thing that I would really focus on was getting you in a better P2 position and getting your hands and the club head lined up like we saw from the down the line view, and this is where it starts. So you need to go back to that old one-piece takeaway, and you want to feel like that club face. Look at your club face right here. It's already rotated freaking 60 degrees. It needs to be pointing to the ball until you get all the way. I mean, it should feel dead shut to you right here. Actually, ideally, the checkpoint would be that it matches your spine angle. Okay? So, we're going to go ahead and carry. Beautiful 3. Don't be careful. Don't let your weight get on the outside of your right foot. Keep that foot flat, and if you have to, kind of kick your knee in a little bit. All right, but this is where you start raising your arm. See that? See how you raise your arms? Your shoulders have turned. Look at that. You're at P3, and your shoulders are already 90 degrees. Watch again over here, Kaymer. Okay, he's at probably 70, 65 or 70. So he's got a little shoulder turn to go. So let's get a little bit more in sync. The left arm, the left wrist cock, left forearm rotation, left wrist cock, and the shoulders all turn and rotate at the same rate at the same time. Okay? So we got to get that synced up. You don't even have to have a golf ball to fix this, but it's going to take some repetition. It's going to take some time. Okay? So you do a good job of saving it. Man, if we could just get your left arm and shoulder plane leveled out, you'd be golden. All right, so if anybody's taking lessons from me, they know how big I am on impact. And the straight line, when the left arm and the shaft are in a straight line, that's when the club is moving the fastest. I'll give you 3 guesses where that is with Mr. Kaymer. Okay, that's impact. And look at this leg action. Everything's moving toward the target. Okay, head down. He's got his lowercase y. His shoulders and arms form a lowercase y, and he just keeps that going toward the target. He's going to keep his arms straight. He's going to push his hips forward and keep them under his torso. And he's pushing, 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 pushing with those hips. Okay, and he gets really tall. Look how straight his arms are, and he's almost to his finish. Okay, so here's his fastest point in the swing. That's impact. still got a lot of right wrist bend or what I call flying wedge. He's got a ton of it. In fact, he's got it even past impact. You can't see it, but I'll guarantee you his right wrist is still bent right there. Even there. Look at that. Still bent. Alright, so let's look over here at Mr. Francis. Okay. Good angle here. Get those hips moving left though. See, they're spinning. See that? They've got to move left before they spin, before they rotate. Alright, so your straight line is right about right there. Okay. That's your straight line. So from that point on, the club's slowing down. See? Flip, 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 flip. You do a pretty good job of extending right here. You still got a good what we call line of compression. So you haven't got a lot of slack in it. It's pretty darn good. But right here, okay, see your arms, that your left arm in the club should still almost be in a straight line. See how extended he is? Right here. Excuse me. Yeah, your left arm. Oh, excuse me, your right arm. I want to be clear on that. About right there. Okay. So let's see how long he can keep his arm straight. His right arm is still straight about right there. Okay. Now, he's not 50 years old. Pretty good. But look how your weight's still on your back foot. You could keep your arms straight. See how they collapse and go around you? Look where your weight is. It's still on your back foot. You're still in what we call flexion. We got to get you extended. Get those legs under your hips under your torso. See right here, you can't tell it, but those hips should be, see how they stall? Boom. Right in here, they're really not moving at all because they've already spun out on you. See how you're behind it? Your hands are flipping through. Let's watch him again. He's on his left side. Tons of power left there. Just like a baseball player who stepped in the bucket almost. Of course, they don't do that much anymore, but see, watch how his hips. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to put a line. Just want to draw a straight line right here. Let's see if his hips don't bump to that line or a little past it. Yeah, see how they get right to it, go just a little past it. It's hard to see because he's got white pants on, and then they rotate. They never really, I mean, he just gets in a straight line right there with his hips up under him. See that? That's where power comes from. Alright, let's go back over here. Draw that same line straight up from your, up here, kind of next to your left leg. Let's see if you ever get close to it. No, your hip never gets there. The good piece is you're just so athletic. So that's the good news. You know, the bad news is, are you going to be able to spend enough time practicing it? You know, we didn't get to play like I wanted to last year, and it's going to take some time. There's 4 steps to mastering any motor skill. You know, think back to when you played sports growing up. The coach didn't give you something on Monday and then just sent you on your way and expected you to do it on Friday night or Saturday or whenever it was. he coached you all week. But in golf, you take a lesson and you're expected to go out on your own, and then on Saturday your scores are supposed to come down, or at least that's what your expectations are. And the golf pros, we've reinforced that notion. It doesn't work like that. There's 4 steps. First, you have to diagnose what the problem is, what's costing you most of your strokes. Um, Second is supervised practice with my eyes on you. Third is transfer training. Can you take it from the practice tee to the golf course? And then on the golf course, can you perform under pressure? And that's the thing. So I'm also going to send you a link to the facility that I'm teaching. It's easy to get to. My feelings will not be hurt if you don't want to work anymore, but I think it would be in your best interest if you want to get better. So give me a call, at least reply and let me know that you did get these. All right, buddy. Have a good week.